Hi, I'm Leanne Ely. I'm a nutritionist, a New York Times best-selling author, and some people even say I'm a life coach. I started the Daily Dish Show to share my story, my truth, and my journey to vibrancy, and to inspire others to do the same. Because it's all about grit, perseverance, and finding a way despite the odds. It's about embracing the whole woman, not just the parts that are easy to love, and feeding her heart, mind, body, and soul. But I found that this isn't just my story, it's your story too. It's go time. This is the Daily Dish. So today we're going to be talking about getting into the whole thing about your soul and feeding it and the hunger that we all have soul hunger. All of us do. I don't care who you are. Maybe you think you've got it wired. I got corrected today for something that I said, and they said, no, this is blah, blah, blah. And I felt like saying, well, for you, don't tell me what to think. Don't tell me what to believe. Don't tell me and correct me. Allow for my enoughness, right? Dang. I am enough, but I do accept gifts. Same here. Vanessa, I'm glad you're here. I'm so glad you're here. So with our deep soul hunger comes our search for meaning, always, and comes our search for our purpose, and comes our search for making a difference in this life. I mean, that is honest to God, that's in our DNA. It's part of who we are. But you know what? You have your own recipe to make, just like I do, just like every other person does. And who are you to dictate and to translate how they're to do it? Who are you to go in there and say, no, you can't put thyme in that recipe. It's got to be rosemary. No one is. We all have the ability to be flexible with our recipes. It's one of the reasons I don't like baking. Well, besides the fact of what do you get after you bake? Stuff that I don't need. But also it's more precision. There's less creativity there. I can have, when I'm sauteing in a pan, I just need some liquid. It could be wine, it can be broth, it can be a number of different things. I love that flexibility. And in my life and in your life, we all have this soul hunger, and how you feed that is up to you. What feeds your soul might not feed mine. So you don't have, you don't get to dictate how that looks to me. I don't get to dictate how it looks to you. I would just want to tell you, it's okay to feed it. It's okay to feed it. So this is how all of this works. This is how all of this works, because the feeding of the soul is very individual. I told you on Friday, on Food Fight Friday, where we do our Q&As, and I just want you to try sauerkraut. I'm never going to shove sauerkraut down your throat and say you've got to eat it because it's a fermented food. But if you don't try it, how do you know it's not right for you, right? We'll have different tastes, and that's okay. I love that because it makes us all so flexible. The only time that I ever stand my ground is with real food when it comes to things, and also with carbohydrates. If you've got a waist greater than 35 inches, your body's telling you something. That's chemistry. It's not me dictating anything. It's just chemistry. It's simple biological fact, right? So here we are in this place trying to figure out our path, isn't it? One of the things we have to start with is, and you guys know this, we're all here, is that we're all fearfully and wonderfully made. Every single one of us. But we didn't come out of the same stamp. We all have different uniqueness. I mean, we don't all look alike, right? We don't have the same color of skin, eyes. Not all of us have freckles and dimples. Not all of us are 5'7". Not all of us are the same, born in the same country, have the same thoughts, the same tastes, loving the same colors. None of us. So everything about you is so fearfully and wonderfully made. This uniqueness requires a very personal approach. You get to customize it. You get to be the one who says, I don't like that. I don't want that. Get that out of my life. I want this instead. And you know what I say to you? Bless your heart. And I mean that in the positive way, not in the dismissive Southern way. I mean, bless your heart. You're finding your unique recipe. You get to be the soul builder. You get to be the creator of your own life. You get to be the queen of your own life. This is how we do it. Not by asking someone else to do it for us, but to take the bull by the horns and say, I'm doing this. This is my life. Right. Not my recipe, not my kitchen, not my clowns, not my circus, not my clowns, not, we get to make so many decisions. This is the one decision I don't want you to get weary of making. I want you to look inside. I want you to see the capacity that you have for making these beautiful decisions that are going to impact your entire life. This is how we feed our souls. So we're soul hungry, all of us, right? Can I just get an amen on that? Isn't it the truth? We all are. We have to feed our souls because honestly, what are our souls? Except that's who we are. We have these bodysuits that just take us around. It's a car. That's it. But our souls are everything. And we get to feed them and we get to nurture them. We get to nourish them. We get to do it. What a divine privilege that is. Do you see that? That's incredible. And we all hotly desire purpose because otherwise, why are we here? I mean, honestly, why are we here otherwise? We get to be the creator of that. We get to line ourselves up with our meaning, with our belief systems, with everything. And the only thing is that we have to do is it's got to click with you. You can't go and be force fed. I watched a movie, I can't remember what it was. It was about the suffragettes, which, by the way, what these women went through to get our rights that we now enjoy as women, unbelievable. One of the women, and I'm not sure which one it was, but it was Hillary something. I can't remember the name of the actress, but her name is Hillary, and it's not Duff. Hillary Swank, that's it. They showed her being force-fed so that she, and in jail and in the dark and all of that. And Woodrow Wilson, what a jerk, by the way. I don't like that president. I mean, that was seriously, he would not listen to women. And just so they could have equal rights to vote and to have a voice, and if, God forbid, they should get a divorce back then, their children were taken away from them. So the way it was dark ages time, this is over 100 years ago, but dark ages, and they forced a woman to, force fed her. Nobody should be force fed. It's up to you to feed yourself with the food you like, the nourishment that you need, and your soul connection. That's all up to you. Because when it clicks in, it clicks in. And I'm going to just say this because this happens so often, especially with women, is we crowdsource it. Well, what do you think? What do you think I should do? How do you think I should live my life? What do you think my beliefs should be? I mean, not quite so direct, but that's essentially what we're doing. We don't rely enough on ourselves. We don't give ourselves enough credence, and our own opinions have enough weight in our lives. Do you see the disconnect there? It's gigantic. So the call on our lives is very much connected to our worth, very much connected to our purpose, and very much connected to the personal mission that we've all been given. Now, I believe, and I said this a bazillion times, but I think it's the truth, that our mission here on earth is to help other people. And how we do that, that's the divine, you figuring out that whole thing. That's your connection with God. He'll call it out to you. He called it out to me, and I look back on my life and I see over and over and over and over again, this little piece here, that little piece there. This all prepared me for sitting right here in this chair right now and talking to you. It did. It prepared me. It showed me the way. It gave me answers. It clicked in. It was a custom fit. It gave me purpose. It gave me a hot desire to be all that I can be and to bring as many women as I could into my little circle, simply because I knew that the conventionality of all the junk that's out there, all this, hip hop, garbage, modern, flippy flip kind of philosophies and all this other kind of garbage, it just didn't fit. We need to find our own way. We need to be self-reliant enough that we can believe our hearts when they tell us something we need to hear. You know, connecting to our own beautiful self. Our own beautiful self. That's where our soul resides. And there's a higher you there. There's your wisdom. You know, I believe we all have like this wisdom of the ages all inside of us. I believe God put it in there. It's a matter of tapping into it, connecting to it, opening up and being, you know, oh, here I am, God, you know, here I am. I'm willing, I'm able, just show me. And it will just announce itself. I mean, it will come knocking at your door. That's how amazing it is when this happens to us. So, you know, this is what happens to us when we stop the carousel of crazy. And the carousel of crazy is worrying about what the scale says. The carousel of crazy is worrying about, you know, what's on sale at Target? Well, there's Netflix and oh, my phone. It's when we stop all of that and recognize our higher selves. That's what God is connecting to that. He's not connecting to our crazy making at all. We can't. I want you to see this for yourself because who you are needs to be fed. That part of yourself needs to be fed. That's the hungriest part you have. You know, it's not about what's in the fridge. It's not about rattling through the cupboards. It's not about trying to get your next food fix. Yeah, we get really knocked into that stuff and we get addicted into all of that thing. And the reason I believe that we do is because we're ignoring our beautiful selves. We're not feeding that part of ourselves that need feeding. So, you know, remember how it is when you are in the place of being really hungry. You're like, your fast is over and you're going, yeah, my fast is over. I'm hungry. I mean, I am really, really hungry. It's time to eat. Well, that's your soul all the time saying, hey, remember me? Okay, I got your scale. Get it. I know that you're preoccupied with the kids. I know your husband needs this, that, and the other thing. I know all of that. But remember me? I'm the one who is directing everything. I'm the one that's being left behind. I'm the one that loves and needs and supports you. And I need something for myself. So how do we do this? Well, I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to tell you what. And you know, I'm sorry if you've heard this before, but I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to tell you what. This is stuff that you need to include in your personalized program. Because this isn't, I'm not asking you to do it my way. I'm asking you to just add these things. What it's going to look like, you get to color it, you know? I'm giving you a coloring book. I'm giving you a whole pack of crayons. Now go color. And nobody can tell you to go out. You want to go outside the lines, go outside the lines. You want to color a plant purple, do it. I'm just saying that these are the things that need to be part of the equation because this is what feeds your soul. And the number one thing is meditation. Yeah. So there's a Bible verse in the Psalms that says, be still and know that I am God. And that is a phenomenal thing to meditate on because when we're still, we're connecting. When we're still, we can hear. When we're still, we can see. When we're still, we're saying we're closing down all the apps on our phones. We're shutting down the laptop. We're not on Facebook anymore. We're connecting. We're being still and we're breathing and we're recognizing that even our breath is sacred to God. Can you imagine? Can you imagine that kind of a silent connection? Just the silence and the connection and the love and the warmth, all of that. And I'm going to ask you to give it a try for 5 minutes, to just sit in silence and think about that one small little itty bitty verse. Be still and know that I am God. Stillness is something that just is peace. You look out on the lake, and last night, the lake before we went out on it, it was just glass, peace. Stillness, quiet in the house, the stillness in our hearts, in our minds, with our God. That connection is just undeniable, and it's divine. And this is where we get to start. So let's try to commune with that. And that is our communion with God. And it is our blessed opportunity and privilege to do so. And it's available at any time. At any time, we can just sit and be. How many times do we just sit and be? We're always doing. And doing's important. We've got to prep and prepare and do and la. We do. But we also have to sit and be. Because when we sit and we be, we're connecting. And we're recognizing and acknowledging this beautiful self of ours. Number 2 is to journal. Let's talk it out, because inside of our brains is this jumble of stuff. You, me, everybody in between. I don't know of anybody that doesn't have a jumble. We're always straightening things out. This we keep, this we discard, this is an old belief, this is that. But when we write it out, we're able to see in black and white what's what. Because sometimes we kind of hold on to this old belief that is just absolute crap and stupid and dumb and old and outdated because it's just a habit. But if we write it out, we can look at it and go, holy moly, what's going on here? That's got to go. Because sometimes it takes that kind of a thing to do. Our journals are there to support this vibrant life that we're trying to lead, period. There's moments where we need to record them, like victory. Look what I did. Defeat. Oh my gosh. And finding the lessons and just absolutely celebrating all the little things about it. Our brains hold a mass of stuff. So what? It's like opening the Tupperware cupboard and just everything flying out, you know? Sometimes you got to find a lid for the container. Otherwise, the lid's got to go into the recycling bin. Amen? This is us. We're all like that. And that's nothing to be ashamed of. It's just an acknowledgement of how much stuff is in there. Let's just do this. A jumble journal. I love that. Who said jumble journal? Jama did. Love the title. Do that. Do that. Write a jumble journal. Let's get it out. This is like, okay, so the other thing that I think about when I think about all of this, it's like when we're putting it all out there, we give our brains the ability to sort through things. So it's like doing the spiritual laundry. You would never, doing the laundry, you're never going to take the black socks and put it in with the white towels and throw a bunch of bleach in there and stuff, would you? No, we know better. We know how to sort our laundry. We need to sort our thoughts too. That's what a journal does. It sorts it out and it shows us, hey, those are black socks. They need to go in that bin over there. You get it? Isn't that fun? I love thinking about things that I do all the time. So if we understand this, we understand the concepts of these things, we can go beyond all of this business and get into the things that really matter. And we can sort them properly. This is so much. And Lucy says, oh my, so much jumble in my brain. Yeah, same here, Lucy. Same here. We're all in this together. It's part of the human equation. It is. It is. And I think we need to not punish ourselves or shame ourselves about it. I think we celebrate it and just say, you know, the jumble's in there, but it can be straightened out a little bit at a time. A little bit at a time. And when we're done straightening out all the jumble, we're probably going to go home and be with God. That's probably what's going to happen. It's just amazing. That is so beautiful, Sarah. She said, for those starting journaling, just use dashes and sentence fragments. Don't feel like you need to be an eloquent novelist. Absolutely. And sometimes you just drop some words. I do. I just drop a word. I just drop a whatever. But if it's there, I let it go. And when I'm meditating, I keep my journal open in case something comes to my brain so I can drop that there and go back to meditating. But it all works together. These are just little tiny exercises that we do to acknowledge our beingness, our lovingness, our beautiful selves, and who we really are wrapped up in these bodysuits. It's just who we are. And then number 3 is we've got to pray. And I'm going to tell you right now, speaking of dashes and sentence fragments, pray. You have no audience that you're praying to. You don't have to be eloquent. Oh, Lord, and high and mighty, and decorate this sentence and decorate that sentence. It's just your communication with the divine. And it's yours. And it's intimate. And it's personal. And it's how you do it. You might do it. You might have Motown blasting and singing and just saying, thank you, God, for this music. Might be part of your thing. However you pray, just pray. It's an acknowledgement of who made us in the first place. That's it. It's what it is. And it's just saying, you know what? You're pretty cool, God. You're pretty amazing. You blow me away. I go out into the nature, and what do I see? Incredibleness. We communicate the way we communicate, you know? We're not psalmists. We're humans right here in this 21st century. We're doing it the way we do it. Allow for that. Don't beat yourself up, but just allow. It's an acknowledgement. And you know what? He's a whole lot bigger than we think, and so much more loving than we know. I think there's going to be a connection there. Number 4 is create. I love this part because remember how I said we are the creators of our own lives? We are. We've been given this privilege, and it's divine, by the way. We get to create what it is that we want. We create it with every single choice that we make, every single thing that we do. And our creation, the creating thing is, you know, it has an effect on you, me, everyone around us. When we create our lives, we're creating a ripple effect that just goes beyond what we even know. Did you know that? Every once in a while, somebody will send me a testimonial and say, the time that you said this, blah, 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 it just changed everything. I was like, what did I even say? I don't even remember. But that's the kind of ripple effect that we have with our words, with the kindness that we give to even a stranger, that they won't forget. We have the ability to light lives up. That's what we do when we create. We're creating a tsunami of love here, if we choose. Number 5 is eat real food. You knew I was going to say that, right? And I'm going to talk to you about this because, you know, food is information for your body, but the spiritual food you're consuming is important too. We need all the necessary nutrients for life, for this bodysuit that we carry around, and for our souls. We need that. And, you know, there's no shortcut to real. You can't do it with junk food. You know, you can't. I know I've heard people say over and over, oh, you know, eat the healthy choices at, you know, fill in the blank fast food place. And I say, get out of there. You know, that's not real food. I promise you, that's not real food. We need real food for our bodies. We need real food for our souls. So decide on real, dump the fake non-nutrient stuff, drop the mindsets that don't work. That's not food for your mind. Drop the stuff that is just garbage, you know, piled on old whatever from the past of what you think about how God views you, and start going with the truth of how much he loves you. Start there. Start there. That's real nutrients. That's real food. Heart, mind, body, and soul. That's what we need. So understand that, you know, yeah, at the end of all of this, at the end of our lives, what is it? Vibrancy is the prize. But every single choice we make is the pathway to vibrancy, and it's created with every little vibrant brick that we put down. And exactly what it is, Sarah said it, what you focus on expands, nourish, and flourish. It's totally it. It's totally it. Whatever we water, we're going to get back in abundance. So if those seeds of resentment, if you're watering that, it's going to come back. But if you're planting seeds of happiness, seeds of love, seeds of care, seeds of enduring, everything's, I don't know, enduring is the word I came up with. I want the enduring love of God in my life. I want the enduring love of my family. I want a community that I can just say, I adore you and you're in my life and it means everything to me, because it does. That's what I want. That's what we're building here. That's what we're about. And you are a part of it. And that to me is everything. It is everything. And I thank you for that, because you're creating the path to your own life just as I am to mine. And when we get to circle the wagons and be together and feed our hearts like this, we get to live that elevated life. We get to be in that rising tide. And all those little boats go lift, 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 lift all the way up. All together. What a fabulous thing. Isn't it? It's fabulous. So what I will say to you is this. Life is a grand buffet of choice, isn't it? It is. How you are going to choose and what you're going to choose to put on your plate, that is entirely up to you. Entirely. But my hope, my prayer, my wish for you is that you choose wisely. Because what I know is this, your vibrant life depends on it. Because every choice you make can be a vibrant one. And when we do this, our lives are unrecognizable from the old stuff to the brand new stuff. And you want this newness, this brand new life. I know you do. That's what I'm about too. So amen. I'm so, so happy that you're here. And I thank you for joining me today. It's been my pleasure and my purpose and, my real privilege to do so. Take care of yourself. If you need anything from us, do reach out. We love you. Peace be with you. Thank you for joining me today. You can find me on TikTok for daily tips to help support your most vibrant life. And remember, you are the author of your own story. Until next time.